We get asked a lot, what are the best food swaps? Hi, I'm Susan Bowerman.
And I'm Michelle Ricker, and we're both registered dietitians, and today we're going to play this or that.
Because we don't always make the healthiest choices, but there are some simple ways to make some better ones.
Okay, Susan, let's get started. First one is butter or cream cheese.
I get this one a lot. Well, cream cheese has some protein and proportionately less fat, as well as some calcium, so a slight edge for cream cheese. Donut or bagel?
This one isn't as obvious as you would think. Bagels generally will have little or no added sugar or fat, but the calories per serving are a lot higher than most donuts. And unless the bagel's whole grain, it's a big load of refined flour.
A typical donut, on the other hand, has less calories than your average bagel, but they're made with refined flour, with added sugar and fat from the deep fryer, so slight edge for the bagel. Here's the next one, Michelle. Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup is made from tomatoes, which is great, but it usually has a fair amount of added sugar. Mustard also comes from a plant and doesn't usually have sugar in it, but can have a fair amount of sodium. This one's probably a toss-up. Fresh or frozen fruits and vegetables?
That's a good one. Contrary to popular belief, in some cases, frozen might actually be better than fresh, since frozen fruits and veggies are processed very quickly after picking, and they tend to be picked at their peak, so nutrients are preserved. Fresh foods, however, are best when they're eaten in season because out-of-season produce is generally picked underripe, and then it's picked quite some time prior to eating.
Sounds like this one's probably a toss-up.
Yeah, that's right. Now, what about this one? Coffee or tea?
Plain coffee or tea both provide fluid, although coffee has more caffeine per cup than green or black tea. Coffee beverages can be very high in calories with added fats and sugars, and some tea beverages can be high in calories as well. I'd have to say it depends on what you put in it.
Okay, and speaking of coffee or water for hydration?
There's a misconception that coffee is dehydrating, but that's not the case. While it does stimulate urination, it does not cause you to lose any more fluid than you normally would. And coffee does count towards your daily fluid intake.
Oh, so both will actually hydrate you.
Exactly. Next, we've got hamburger or hot dog.
Well, hot dogs will have much more sodium and other additives, while ground beef is simply that, ground beef. Both are sources of saturated fat, but on a per bite basis, hot dogs have more fat than hamburgers. So hamburger is the likely winner, assuming we're talking about a typical hamburger and a typical hot dog.
All right, pretzels or peanuts?
Well, pretzels are really just white flour and salt. Nuts are often purchased already salted, but if you get the unsalted variety, even better. So peanuts are better than pretzels because they provide some protein.
And some valuable micronutrients and some healthy fats.
Okay, next one. Regular yogurt or Greek yogurt?
Well, if we're comparing plain, unsweetened varieties, then Greek yogurt would win because it's concentrated, so it contains more protein and calcium than regular yogurt.
I love Greek yogurt.
Me too.
So, what about this? Cow's milk or almond milk?
If you consume dairy, cow's milk is more nutritious per cup. 8 grams of protein versus 1 gram of protein in almond milk, plus it has naturally occurring calcium.
Here's one for you. French fries or sweet potato fries?
In both cases, you're consuming a lot of fat, and likely salt, due to the preparation. But sweet potatoes are a great source of vitamin A as beta-carotene, so sweet potato fries get the edge.
But just barely. So, what's next?
Brown or white eggs?
Surprise, no difference. The eggs are different colors only because different breeds of chickens produce eggs of different colors. But nutritionally, they're all the same.
That's a firm tie.
Very firm. Okay, next one, greens or green juice?
Good one. A lot of people consume green juices, thinking it's a good way to get their greens, but the juices don't contain the natural fiber. And many phytonutrients are bound to the fiber matrix of the greens, so those get lost too. In addition, many green juices have other juices mixed in, often fruit juices, which means they have more sugar and more calories.
Okay, so greens are clearly the winner here.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Corn or flour tortilla?
Most flour tortillas are made from white flour with added fat, usually shortening, which contributes calories and saturated fat. Whole grain flour tortillas are a touch better than white flour tortillas, but they're usually not 100% whole grain and still contain the added fat. So, corn tortillas win because they are whole grain and have no added fat. Fresh fruit or dried?
Well, next time you eat a handful of raisins, keep in mind that every raisin is a dried grape. And think about how many grapes you would eat in a sitting versus raisins. Fresh is better, primarily because people tend to eat more fruit in dried form, so the calories can really add up. Here's one for you. Oatmeal or granola?
Oatmeal wins since it's a whole grain, at least before you add anything to it. It's low in fat and added sugar, and you'll get a decent amount of fiber. It's best if you cook rolled oats or steel-cut oats rather than buying pre-sweetened, flavored instant oatmeal. Granola is very high in calories because it's basically raw oats coated with oil and sugar. And those added ingredients like nuts, coconut, dried fruits really drive the calories up.
I've got one for you. Protein shake or smoothie?
This one's easy. Protein shake wins because most smoothies don't contain protein, but tend to be fruit and fruit juice based, and many have significant amounts of added sugars. A protein shake tends to be more balanced, although a lot depends on the ingredients.
Well, thanks, Michelle. This was really fun.
It really was, and I think we covered a lot.
We did, and hopefully we gave you some reasons to make healthier choices.
Maybe some of these were obvious, but were you surprised by any of our answers? Let us know in the comments.
If you want exclusive tips from our experts on nutrition, fitness, and wellness, subscribe to the Herbalife Nutrition YouTube channel.